What is up? I'm Russ, and this is my dimensional lumber bed project, queen bed. We're going to be doing like a herringbone style pattern on the headboard here on the footboard. And this is all just off the shelf lumber from like your big box store. So I'm going to walk you through the stop for the chop saw real quick. It makes your life a lot easier. So we've got a whole bunch of these to cut, and they basically just go up here, and they're going to meet in the center, and we're going to go all the way down the whole run. And at some point in the middle, we have a junction where there'll be like a plus. There'll be some partials here, nice line here, vertical, and the horizontal running across. So in order to get these repetitive, I'm going to figure out what your angle is. I just picked something arbitrary, like 35 degrees, or 30, was it 31 and a half? Yeah, 31 and a half. So to figure out what the length needs to be, cut your piece, but use the stop. Be real gentle against it. You don't want to move it because then you end up having to reset the whole thing. And you're going to cut. You do the math, figure out how many pieces you need. I'm going to need 40 just for the headboard. So I'm almost there now. I'll finish cutting those out. Do a little quick sanding on them. I'm thinking of sanding them first. I'm going to have to assemble the whole bed at some point. And God, finishing's like, most of the work, it feels like. The devil's in the details, right? Yeah. So for the construction of the bed, queens are 60 by 80. So the inside of my drop here, this is 60 across all the way and 80 long all the way to there. And we sit down inside the lip on top of that with the plywood. So it's gonna have a plywood based no box spring. And the reason for this is because I don't want to see the bottom of the mattress. I want it to be below my edge piece, my rail. So it's below it. So you don't see the bottom of it. You're tucking in sheets. Everything's kind of hidden. So it looks a lot neater that way. The light's probably terrible with the way I'm shooting the video. So it makes it a little bit easier to make it look finished. It's real simple just to drop down the frame as you're building it. It'll give it a nice detail when it's done. But I just got to finish prepping all my pieces. Probably spray stain it. I already got the stain. I got a sprayer. So that's probably easiest to do. So yeah, we'll get going on that and catch you back up. So the construction of the bed is real simple. I use pocket holes actually, as you can see. I didn't want to see the screws from the outside because I wanted it to be the finished rail. I didn't want to have to double up lumber or do any kind of funky joints. And then where basically the box frame, 60 by 80 just for a queen, where it meets the leg, the headboard and foot. I've got just some screws going in from the inside, so you don't see them on the outside here. It's all clean. But I also have a block of wood that determines my height, and it takes the weight off of these fasteners. So these fasteners are just meant to hold the headboard from kind of cantilevering or not, wiggling forward and backward or twisting. They don't hold the vertical weight of the load on the frame. That's what this block is for. And you have them here, over here, and then also you have blocks here at the footboard that hold the weight. You can see them right there. So, of course, I've got pocket hole joinery here. This will be covered. Mattress will be up 12 inches, so it's going to be like up here. You might see these. I might fill them. Probably not, but or just put a little trim piece. But you get the idea. And I got my 40 pieces for the headboard cut out. So do some pre-finish on those. Probably stain them. We'll pin them all in with some nails using a nail gun. And then we'll end up doing probably a quick fill and sand. And we'll spray the stain on. So the whole thing will be one color. There's the footboard there. And a bit of work to do, but we'll get there. It's fun. I enjoy the hell out of it. So, as you can see, the sanding part, it's not very much fun. But I have my pieces here. Rough sand, I'll just spray stain them. I'm going to assemble the thing. I thought I could spray all the pieces first and then put it together. I don't really want to do that. I want to put it together, wood fill, sand, hit it with a sprayer, It should get all the nooks and crannies. It'll look better that way. It'll be easier that way. It won't take nearly as long. You know, the wife shows you a picture of something she wants and you build it that way. You never quite know the amount of detail until you start building it out. I like to build things without plans. I just kind of wing it, but I built a few beds, so I don't know. Put her together and see what she looks like. It's going to be easier to put this together with this laying flat. So what I'm going to do is take these two screws out on both sides, right and left, and lay my headboard down and do that piece, and also do the footboard the same way. And that'll make it a little bit easier because I'm going to glue and I don't want glue running gravity and everything, so we'll do that. And we'll put it back together when it's done. Should be nifty. So now our headboard's a separate piece, and get that going. I laid these out, you kind of get an idea for what we're going for. So it comes across, and then we'll have a meet in the middle where they come in from this direction, and then there will be cuts to compensate for. Obviously, we're going to be meeting here, so there'll be a vertical line and a visible, I can't talk, horizontal line running across. So I think it'll look cool when it's done. But I knocked everything down, and I'll glue it and assemble it and spray this airplane, man, or helicopter. Spray everything after it's built out. You know, I have it an edge here. It's pretty smooth, the transition. Already got these sanded down. I'm not worried, like I said, about, I'll face sand these things a bit with the palm sander, and we'll get it all put together. I'll probably just use brad nails in here, fill them in, and then sand them and shoot my stain on. So it is gonna look cool. I think the wife will be happy, but we'll have to ask her. So this is me going through the process of laying out the chevron and just gluing it down, alternating back and forth. Doesn't have to be perfect. Little abnormalities give it character. So what you got is a nice chevron pattern. It's not perfect, you lost a little bit here, but it's close. You know, I mean, come on. It's not perfection. But now I wasn't going to use hot glue, but now you don't see fasteners. There's no holes to drill or fill, I mean. Or, you know, I'm still going to sand it, spray stain it, but I think it'll look nicer that way. So far so good. Here we are right now with the headboard. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. These pieces up here are a little tricky. I used like a 31.5 degree angle, so whatever the complementary angle is, you know, 58 degrees or something, 58.5, it ends up being severely, you know, steep. And most chop saws won't accommodate anything more than, you know, 50. So you're going to be way over here, and you're pushing it. So I had to jig up a little something to cut those angles, but as you can see, it's nice and even. Got our little plus design. It's just hot glued. Worked really well. I need to sand this down. Now I got the footboard to do. So there's the frame for that with the inset. That'll be next. So pretty happy with it so far. I think it's gonna look cool when it's all done. Get a coat of stain on it, and I'll show you that process when we get there. But yeah, so far so good.
Mama, who can let me out at the
All right, there's the footboard.
Oh, you got really wet.
That's gonna work out pretty well, I guess. So, on to sanding. So I actually opted to do the stain by hand as opposed to spraying. Setup is easier, cleanup is easier, less overspraying. I like the character, the variance in the stain, so it works out well. Build these sponge applicators because you can get in these nooks and crannies with this open grain edge like this against a round profile of the dimensional lumber. It's kind of deep. You can kind of just push it in there and kind of just deposits the material in there. It's not even really soaked right now, but you can kind of just draw it right in. You see it fills it in. You can go over it with a rag and even it out. I'm gonna get this thing kind of come up here, this corner, start going down these boards. I don't care about dripping. Try the plastics down. Sorry if I'm shaky. Doing it freehand. Got my air filter on. Take this extra material and kind of brush it away. This is just sanded. I didn't even go that fine on the grit. 200? 1 something? I don't even know. It's fine. We're gonna just do that. Get in here. This is what I'm talking about. Get in here like this. These edges. Get this extra material away. We'll take the rag. Just come in here and hit this. You'll see it'll lighten up. It'll be this really cool looking. Gonna get a nice kind of washed charcoal, a washed gray color. Got quite a bit of stain on my rag here. It'd be great to get any out of it, but something like that. Well, let's go down the whole thing, and then it's done. It'll look awesome. And this is the headboard, so we're not going to waste stain doing the back. It's going to be against the wall. And our frame will come in, sit on top of this block, and be kind of like right behind here. So you're just going to see, you'll see this inside edge. The mattress will sit inside this, up underneath this edge, and then sit down in the frame. I'll give you guys a shot when it's done, and I'll show you in the room when it's all put together. So, and this is, I love this stain. The wife was like, oh, I love that color. It's like gray, grayish brown, more gray. The brown you're seeing are the undertones from the grain in the hem fur, or hemlock or fur, whatever this 2x4 is. So, looks pretty neat. So we're gonna keep going. Here we go, it's headboard drying. Got that beautiful stain on there. It's like a brownish, or gray than brown. The brown you're seeing, like I said, it's from the fur coming through, and then we got pine on the front. Takes the stain a little bit different, but it's just one coat, wipe it on, and then get the rest off again. We're not wasting it on the back. It's gonna be against the wall. That stain is, what color is that? Aged barrel. There you go. So pretty happy with this. The wife is thrilled. And I'll show you the bed when it's put together. You can check it out. There you go. I'm a budget bitch. So projects like this, they gotta be hand tools, simple to make. I like right angles. Of course, not in this case. Got a bunch of 31.5 degree angles, and then whatever the complementary angle is to that, but it looks great. I love the symmetrical design. I love symmetry. It's very pleasing to the eye. So I'll show you the bed when it's all done. Here's the finished result. Custom queen bed. Ready for our guests. Super happy with how it turned out. Under 150 bucks of materials, some labor, and there you go. Have fun with your projects, guys. Get out and build something. Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed my video. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you want. Leave your questions down below. I'll try to answer them right away. This is really fun for me. It's the most gratifying thing that I can do with my hands. I grew up son of a woodworker and a contractor, so this is my trade. I don't do it for a living, but you know, maybe we're going that way. That'd be great. Anyhow, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.